Welcome to part 9 of our study on the subject of emotional stability. My name is Prince Esshiett and I'm your guide on this study. Today we'll be looking at the concept of the system of the human feelings, and we'll be looking at an introduction to the PARDE Theory of the human feelings. The whole universe is a conglomeration of systems. It is a colossal system comprising of countless number of miniature systems interacting with each other, of which the system called the human feelings is one. Suffice it to say that nothing in this entire universe was created to function in isolation, but when isolated and studied separately or independently, almost everything, no matter how minute, functions as a system in itself. In other words, if you observe carefully, you will find that almost everything in life, no matter how simple they may appear or seem, was actually built or programmed to function as a system. Even the atoms or the cells, as microscopic as they are likewise systems in themselves and function as such. Other examples, or some examples of systems, include the solar system, the ecosystem, the digestive system, the transport system, operating system, respiratory system, etc. The world is therefore made up of countless systems, and contrary to many preconceived ideas, the human feelings is one of such systems and should be known as the system of the human feelings. How true is this, and how can it be proved? Well, let's start by defining what a system is and mentioning the various features to look out for in any system. What is a system? And how would you recognize a system when you come across one? First of all, a system can be defined as multiple parts working together for a common purpose or goal. A system could also be defined as a group of elements, parts, components, things, or even persons that are connected and work together to fulfill a particular purpose or objective. The system of the human feelings, as will be seen shortly, fulfills the requirements of this definition and likewise possesses all the various features that can be used to describe any one system. In the meantime, before we proceed, it is important to note that the purpose for the system of the human feelings is for humans to be able to relate with themselves, others, the world, universe, or existence, both material and immaterial, effectively, and vice versa. What this means is that the human feelings or system of the human feelings was created to aid or facilitate an effective two-way relationship between humans, that is, themselves, others, and their environment. In other words, the human feelings were created so as to enable humans relate effectively with their environment and vice versa. Without further ado, let us now focus on the basic things to look out for in any system. The basic features to look out for in any system include the following. Number 1. Pathways of operation. Every system has pathways of operation, which includes an entrance or inlet and an exit point or outlet, apart from other connecting or operational pathways that link the various component parts of a system. But these two main points, that is the inlet and outlet, signify the beginning or start and the end or finish of the operations of any system, respectively. Number 2. Component parts. Every system comprises of component parts. Component parts are the individual elements that make up a system, and every known system comprises of them. The component parts of a system are linked according to the fixed rules of operation of that system, and they function in accordance with such rules. Number 3. Input. All systems receive what is called an input. Input is that which goes into the system, or that which is put into the system for it to function as required. It is the system's raw material, or that which the system acts or works upon in order to turn out results. Number 4. Process. All systems carry out a series of actions channeled towards a specific or particular aim. This is what is called a process. Process is the system's operation from start to finish. It is the action of the system itself, and it reveals the way the system handles or acts upon the input in order to turn out results. Number 5. Output. This is the end result obtained after the input has been acted upon by the system's process. Number 6. Feedback. This is a response to a given process or output. Feedback is the element in the system's model that provides information for adjusting the input or processing phase. In most technological systems, feedback is using information or a signal. Number 7. Fixed rules or laws of operation. These are the rules, laws, or principles guiding every segment of operation of the system. These rules govern the component parts of the system and the various processes carried out by the system. Any breach of these rules, laws, or principles would consequently lead to a malfunction of the system. Number 8, and finally, the system's model. This is a graphic that illustrates the inputs, processes, and outputs for a given system. Systems models may be two-dimensional graphics, such as a diagram or computer model, or a physical display. Now, these are the basic things or features which could be used to identify or define a system, and the system of the human feelings possesses each of them. Based on this, as we also would be seeing later, we would get to appreciate the uniqueness of the human feelings as a system of its own. Let us now move on to the subject of emotional mechanics and the PARDE theory of the human feelings, which is a theory that unveils, unravels, or explains the concept of the system of the human feelings. Emotional mechanics. The subject of emotional mechanics is basically geared towards emotional stability, or the making or fashioning of an emotionally stable man, that is, the better man. Emotional mechanics as a subject matter likewise cuts across every facet of human life or existence, from attitude, behavior, character, propensities, proclivities, habits, lifestyles, purpose, relationships, interrelationships, endeavors, ambitions, actions, reactions, aspirations, expectation, motivation, to society, etc. By so doing, it can also be said that the making of a better man, which is what the subject of emotional mechanics is all about, is actually geared towards humans having the right or worthwhile attitudes, characters, proclivities, propensities, tendencies, aspirations, relationships, intentions, lifestyles, etc., which eventually translates to a better, more worthwhile and productive people, society, environment, and world. In the light of this fact, we can say that all that has been treated so far in the previous parts with regards to the emotional virus actually borders on the subject of emotional mechanics. So what really is emotional mechanics, and what is the scope of its study? Emotional mechanics can be defined as the study of the system of the human feelings, its workings or operation, the various factors, forces, or feelings behind, connected with, or responsible for its operation, its influence upon or effect upon every facet of human life or existence, which includes attitude, character, behavior, lifestyle, relationships, society, and the likes, and how the system can be utilized, used, harnessed, or taken advantage of to achieve emotional stability and a better, more worthwhile, excellent, and productive people, society, environment, and world. In other words, emotional mechanics concerns itself with the study of, number one, the system of the human feelings in terms of its component parts. Number two, the workings or operation of the system of the human feelings. Number three, the various factors, forces, or feelings behind, connected with, or responsible for the workings or operation of the system. Number four, the system's influence or effect upon every facet of human life or existence. Number five, how the system can be utilized, used, harnessed, or taken advantage of in order to achieve emotional stability, which likewise translates to a better, more worthwhile, productive, and excellent people, society, environment, and world. Now, bearing in mind that this is the scope of study of emotional mechanics, or this is what emotional mechanics entails, how then does the PARDE theory relate to the subject of emotional mechanics? Well, in actual fact, the PARDE theory is a core part of emotional mechanics. In other words, it is at the heart of the subject of emotional mechanics, and in order to understand this, we must first of all realize that emotional mechanics is basically the study of the system of the human feelings, amongst other things mentioned above, and that the PARDE theory is that part of emotional mechanics that unravels and explains this system and its workings. The PARDE theory, by so doing, therefore constitutes itself as one of the central themes or core areas of emotional mechanics. A thorough comprehension of the nitty-gritty of this theory therefore accords one a basic understanding of the subject of emotional mechanics, and it achieves this by providing answers to the what, the how, the where, the when, and the why of the human feelings, or the system of the human feelings. To put it in another way, the PARDE theory accords us a basic understanding of emotional mechanics by explaining the what, the how, the where, the when, and the why of the human feelings, or the system of the human feelings. What do we mean by the what, how, where, when, and why of the human feelings? Simple. The what of the human feelings defines the system of the human feelings and its component parts. The how explains the workings or operation of the system. In other words, it explains how the system functions or operates from the start of its operation to the finish. The where of the human feelings talks about the position or placement of the various component parts and their component feelings in relation to the system and its operation. And it achieves this by introducing the concepts of spheres, zones, or regions of residence and activity or operation of the various component feelings that comprise the system. The when, on the other hand, talks about timing or the sequence of operation of the various realms and component feelings that comprise the system. In other words, it talks about progression, graduation, or the sequence of succession with regards to the operation of the system of the human feelings. Finally, the why matches purpose with the entire system of the human feelings and its component parts. By providing answers to these questions, the PARDE theory thus explains the basics of emotional mechanics and likewise gives us a better understanding and mastery of the human feelings. Before going into the PARDE theory proper, let us first of all look at 10 things that the PARDE theory will do for you. A thorough understanding of the PARDE theory guarantees anyone the following 10 things inter alia. Number 1. The PARDE theory unveils, analyzes, explains, or unravels the entire system of the human feelings. The PARDE theory unveils, analyzes, explains, or unravels the entire system of the human feelings. In other words, it helps you see the human feelings as an organized and functional system, just like any other system, for example, the digestive system or the circulatory system, etc., comprising of component parts, that is, realms, subrealms, or spheres, planes, and zones, pathways of operation, that is, inlet and outlet, processes, and the likes. With such a holistic view, one is armed with a better understanding of his or her feelings and likewise opened up to a world of possibilities with regards to their ability to influence or establish control over their feelings. Number 2, the PARDE theory accords one with a basic understanding of the subject of emotional mechanics, and as we said earlier, it does this by providing answers to the key questions bordering on the system of the human feelings, that is, the what, the how, the where, the when, and why of the human feelings. Number 3, the PARDE theory provides you with an appropriate system of classification of the human feelings by introducing you to the concept of spheres or zones of residence and activity or operation of the human feelings. In other words, it helps one understand that every feeling actually has a particular sphere or zone of residence and activities. By so doing, every feeling is grouped into their respective spheres or zones of residence and activity. With such a system of classification or categorization, one can always trace from where, that is, from which realm, sphere, or zone their feelings may emanate at any given point in time or space, and likewise be able to handle, control, or take charge of such feelings simply by concentrating on their respective realms, spheres, or zones of activity and residence, and adhering to the respective laws and principles governing such realms, spheres, or zones or regions. Number 4. In addition to the PARDE theory analyzing the system of human feelings, it also helps one understand the various laws and principles governing the entire system and its constituent parts, that is, realms, subrealms or spheres, zones and regions, etc. An understanding of these laws and principles accords one with the leverage required so as to be able to handle his or her own feelings and the feelings of others better. Number 5. The PARDE theory gives one a better understanding of human behavior, that is, one's behavior and that of others. It likewise helps one to improve upon their behavior, attitude or character, etc. Number 6. The PARDE theory provides one with a leverage with regards to the understanding, management and mastery of their feelings and that of others. In other words, with the PARDE theory, You really do not need any psychologist, emotional doctor, or emotional specialist to understand, manage, or master your own feelings or the feelings of others. You also needn't be a psychologist to understand the PARDE theory. Rather, an understanding of the PARDE theory helps you to become your own psychologist, emotional doctor, or emotional specialist, or that of others. Number 7, it helps one in the making of good or the right decisions or choices. While learning this theory, one is introduced to concepts that aid them in the making of good or the right choices and decisions, likewise safeguards them from the making of wrong or bad choices or decisions with regards to any area of life. Number 8, it helps to improve human relationships or interrelationships. An understanding of the PARDE theory helps to improve human relationships and interrelationships, and it does this by helping one understand the feelings of others, and also by helping one to improve their behavior, character, or lifestyles through the making of the right choices or decisions. Number 9, it helps one to become more emotionally stable. By revealing the factors or forces responsible for emotional stability and instability, the various control points or faults of the system of the human feelings, that is the various component parts of the system, and how to safeguard these faults. The PARDE theory helps one to become a better man or achieve emotional stability. The emotional stability of man, when accomplished, would eventually translate to a better, more worthwhile, excellent and productive society, environment and world. Finally, a thorough understanding of the PARDE theory helps sharpen your emotional acumen or discernment. In other words, it makes you become more emotionally sagacious or perspicacious. Now let's look at an overview of the PARDE theory. The PARDE theory of the human feelings states that, number 1, the human feelings is an organized, functional, and purposive system which can be subdivided into 5 distinct realms, namely the realms of perception, attraction, repulsion, desires, which also includes the compass desires, and emotion, with each realm comprising of sub-realms, that is, spheres, zones, regions, levels, planes, or degrees, and clearly defined laws which govern the operations of these realms and sub-realms. Number 2, the first 4 realms, that is, the realms of perception, attraction, repulsion, and desires, which also includes the compass desires, make up the zone of the internal or latent feelings, with the realm of perception serving as the inlet to the system, while the 5th realm, that is, the realm of the emotions, is the zone of the external, expressed or displayed feelings, and likewise serves as the outlet to the system. Number 3, to each of these 5 realms, also known as the instigator feelings, there exist 4 dimensions or sides. These 4 dimensions, otherwise known as the resultant feelings or planar feelings, are as follows: the true or trusty feelings, which represents the first dimension; the pleasurable or comfortable feelings, which represents the second dimension; the false, erroneous, or misleading feelings, which represents the third dimension; and the ill, unpleasant, or uncomfortable feelings, which represents the 4th dimension. The above realms, sub-realms, zones, and dimensions interact continually with each other to function as a complete system known as the system of the human feelings. The PARDE theory also states that the stability of the system of the human feelings and its overall impact on human life or existence is influenced by or dependent on the stability of each of the component parts in the system, which is likewise dependent on the quality of information or input that the system imbibes, which could either be truth or error, fact or fallacy, and likewise the quantity of such information. In other words, the efficient operation of the entire system, its constituent realms and sub-realms, etc., and their overall or eventual impact or effect on human life, human relationships, actions, reactions, behavior, or tendencies, and the world at large, or the way humans relate with themselves, others, things, life, the material and immaterial world, etc., and vice versa, is influenced, regulated, controlled, dictated, and likewise dependent on the acceptance or receipt of either truth or error, fact or fallacy. The PARDE Theory finally asserts that a feeling can therefore be defined as either a perception, an attraction, a repulsion, a desire, a converse desire, or an emotion, that is, an external, expressed or displayed feeling, or otherwise the resultant effect of a perception, an attraction, a repulsion, a desire, a converse desire, or an emotion, or external or expressed feeling, and can likewise be further classified or categorized as either true or trusty, pleasurable or comfortable, false, erroneous or misleading, or ill, that is, unpleasant or uncomfortable, based on the four dimensions. In order for us to have a better understanding of the nitty-gritty of the PARDE Theory, and likewise the workings of the system of the human feelings, it is imperative that we analyze the various component parts that make up this unique system individually. But that will be for another day. Until then, my name is Prince Esshiett. Thank you.